One of the wildest things about the state of Florida is its weather. Even right now, the calendar says that it's fall as we are in the month of October. But I tell you what, it still feels like summer, especially for this Canadian. But then again, now that I think about it, this was nothing like summer. Summer down the southern swamps of Florida was hot, sticky, and wet. And it was nothing else but what you would expect to find in the swamp. But Florida truly does get thunderstorms that will blow your mind. Sometimes we have torrential downpours I swear could fill a bathtub in minutes. You see, Florida has the traditional 4 seasons that most of the continental US has. Fall, winter, spring, and of course summer. But those 4 seasons are also added to by the tropical seasons that Florida has, meaning the wet and the dry seasons. And all this weather activity and all these seasonal changes just increases the crazy biodiversity this state has. We've got trees of all sorts. I'm standing beside a palm tree. Over here we've got an oak tree. Over there we've got a pine tree, plus all the vines growing up. The amount of plant life in this state blows away a lot of the other states. And living, of course, within the forest and the rivers and the swamps are the animals. And there's a lot of animals that, we just take for granted. There's the amphibians. Amphibians love Florida. We've got toads and frogs of all sorts. And speaking of biodiversity, when I was on my trip in the heart of the Big Cypress, I found amphibians like you wouldn't believe when I went out one night looking for that elusive panther. Panthers, they're very, very hard to find. But if you keep your eyes open, when you're looking for them, you're going to see so much more. Check it out. Well, I see blue sky. I think we should go out and explore a little bit more. Who cares if we get wet? It's a free shower anyways. And plus, what's 4-wheel drive for if you don't get to go play in the puddles? There's always something rejuvenating about the forest after a heavy rainfall. You just smell the forest, smell the pine trees, smell the rain still. I think something's moving around. Let's go see. If not, it'll be a big splash. Well, if this is the most accurate interpretation of Florida weather for you, raging storm behind us, blue skies in front of us, and we're stuck in the middle. I feel like there's got to be a gold pot around here, because I reckon there's a rainbow right on top of us. Nothing like a drive on a rainy day. Just a little bit more water for the environment, I gotta tell you. During the summer down here, this water cycle is so active. As we creep through here, you can see how this habitat is perfect for panthers. So many opportunities for them to slip through these woods unseen, stalking creatures of all sorts. I've seen loads of deer, I've seen lots of birds, no panther yet. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, 1,000 feet high, but they're out there. And this is where they're gonna be. This is the last remaining untouched habitat where they're finding solace. So if they're going to be anywhere, They're gonna be around here. Unfortunately, so there's a couple thunderstorms. What do you say, Jameson? I think he's excited. Jameson and I have come out to this little canal to look up and down to see if another apex predator is lurking right now. The alligator. Just coming out to a clearing here. I'm just gonna poke our nose out and slowly roll out. So I reckon if I was a little deer coming out right about now to get a cool drink of fresh water after the storms and taking the humidity away, getting a little sweet grass to eat. If I was a cat, come for the deer. Be right around here. So this clearing might just look like a regular grassland, but it is actually a giant moving lake. It's a river. It's the river of grass. And this is one of the greatest floods on the planet. Greater than, I'd say, the Okavango in Africa, or it used to be. Slowly and slowly, this great body of water, this giant aquifer that so much depends on, is being drained. It's being evaporated by the greed of man. So when we think about HIPPO, the hippo, that last one, the O, over-harvesting of fresh water for our own needs. We gotta find a way to turn the taps back on for nature. So much is out here right now. Especially amphibians. Amphibians are such a vital role of the food chain. There's a lot of things that like to eat, unfortunately, frogs and toads. So they support a whole bunch of other animals that are dependent on them. It's a road like that one, you just know it's got a panther somewhere on it. It might not cross when we are there, but you know he's out there, she's out there. Absolutely magnificent. These birds are migrating home to their nighttime roosts. Now, this is not the harmful cottonmouth water snake. You see how muscular it is. How it's able to come back up on itself. Don't bite her. Please don't bite her. Turn around. It's okay. It's okay. He's got the bands on his chins, and so you know it's a little. So I think it's a southern water snake, or it might be a banded. Water snakes, they all look very similar and fascinating. I think he's a southern. So what he's coming, there's a canal right over here, and there's some woodland over here. So he's probably just up, sunning on the road, soaking up the last bit of the heat on this road. He's gonna go find himself some dinner tonight. Gorgeous, thick, healthy, absolutely fascinating. Definitely didn't have these in Canada. We're gonna let him go. Bet there's more out there. Wow. So you can tell right now, it's definitely baby snake season. These baby snakes are all coming out. They're coming out to cross the road. Nighttime's the best time to do it. Go, go, go. This street is loaded with them. If you don't pay attention, as it's come along, you'll clobber it. And so I'd stop and make sure they all get safely across. Don't get out of the truck every time, but go, little guy. So that's another little guy safely across the road. Jameson's completely entertained. Now, it is the wet season, so a lot of reptile babies are probably going to be out tonight. They time their hatch and their emergence to life right when things are best suited for them. Little oak toad always making a noise. Now this is what the snakes are coming out to eat. Look at them. Now I'm just making sure he gets out of the road. Everyone gets a chance tonight when I'm around. Have a go at this guy. Just chilling out on the road. You know, a giant bullfrog, or it might be a green frog. But this is a true frog, different than that toad earlier. You can see those huge webbed feet help him powerfully swim through the water. And man, can they leap. They can leap like 10 times the size of their body. I think he's eyeing me up, and those eyes on the top. Now, the thing about these guys is they always need to be wet. If they get dry, they're in real trouble, but I don't think they have a problem with that down here in the south of Florida. Well, a lot of people like to eat them. Look at those legs. Look at those frog legs. Great for jumping. Great for survival. Also a delicacy here in the south. And that green coloration helps them blend in. I think he's kind of cute. Some people think frogs are gross, but not me. He's out here eating all the bugs. Getting a bite to eat. I'm sorry I bumped your nose. And boy, do they have a nose. Look at that. That forked tongue flicking. It's tasting the air. Alright, here he is. Oh, he's a feisty little guy. This, my friends, is the third largest snake species on the planet. Or it could be. This is the Burmese python. The invasive Asian species coming into Florida because of man now. And it's also got pits on the tip of its snoot that actually allows it to sense warm objects in the night. These things are designed to survive. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but you don't get to go home tonight. Jameson, move over, we got company. There's no way I could bring myself to dispatch this snake. Might have to, but first I'm going to see if I can find a way to keep its life. They're not monsters. People hate snakes for so many wrong reasons. They're absolute treasures. Definitely something we didn't have back home in Canada. Alright, come on.
It's gonna be fun going to sleep tonight, thinking about what lives around here. This has gotta be one of the most remote places in Florida. It's my mission to explore all of them, this place and all the other remote areas of Florida, the US, and beyond.